Invisible progress. Lately, I've been thinking about how strange it feels to do the right things and still feel uncertain. There is this expectation that once you make good choices, things are supposed to feel clearer. Like effort should turn into reassurance. Like progress should feel solid once you are doing what you are supposed to do. But that has not been my experience. There are moments when I look at my life and I can see that I am moving forward. I can list the things I have done. I can point to growth. I can recognize responsibility being handled and effort being applied. And still, there is this quiet feeling underneath it all that says something is unfinished. Not broken, just unfinished. I think invisible progress is one of the hardest things to live with as an adult, especially when you have spent years being told that progress is supposed to look a certain way. Promotions, numbers, titles, income, external signals that say you are on the right track. When those signals are missing, even temporarily, it starts to feel personal, like maybe you misjudged yourself, or chose the wrong path, or waited too long. What makes it harder is that from the outside, invisible progress looks like nothing. It looks like standing still. It looks like drifting. It looks like wasted potential. People do not see the internal decisions, the restraint, the patience, the nights spent choosing not to quit something just because it has not rewarded you yet. They only see what is visible. And sometimes that gets inside your head. There is a particular discomfort that comes with knowing you are capable, while also knowing you are not yet rewarded. It creates this tension where you feel grateful and restless at the same time. Grateful because you know you have grown. Restless because you know you are not done. I think a lot of adults live inside that tension quietly. They do not talk about it because it sounds ungrateful or impatient, or like they are asking for more than they deserve. But wanting more does not mean what you have is worthless. Sometimes it just means you are still becoming. There is also a difference between waiting and building. Waiting feels passive. Building feels slow. Building asks you to trust a future version of yourself that does not exist yet. That is uncomfortable, especially when you have already had moments in life where effort did not stick. When you have started over enough times, patience starts to feel risky. You begin to wonder if staying is wisdom or fear, disguised as discipline. I do not think there is a clean answer to that. What I'm starting to notice, though, is that invisible progress has a different texture than failure. Failure feels chaotic. Invisible progress feels quiet, heavy, but intentional. It asks you to keep showing up without applause. It asks you to believe that something can be real before it is visible. That belief does not always feel confident. Most days it just feels steady enough to continue. I used to think progress would feel motivating, like momentum, like clarity. Now I think sometimes progress just feels like not quitting, like choosing to stay one more day, then another, then another. There are nights when that feels unsatisfying, and nights when it feels grounding. Tonight it feels grounding, not because everything makes sense, but because I can tell the difference between being lost and being early. Invisible progress does not announce itself. It does not comfort you or make itself obvious. It just keeps building quietly, and for now, I am willing to let that be enough.